Standing side by side, Hernandez Govan and Jamarcus Johnson stood before Judge Jennifer Mitchell in court Thursday morning. Both are out on bond.
Both of you have bond conditions that you both need to be aware that you are in compliance with.
Govan is accused of hiring Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to shoot and kill Young Dolph back in 2021. The motive has yet to be revealed. Earlier this year, Jamarcus Johnson...
50 Cent has just shocked the entire hip-hop world by releasing Bombshell evidence that finally got Govan Hernandez behind bars after years of speculation and courtroom drama surrounding the tragic case of Young Dolph's murder. And this revelation, which came after multiple failed trials and controversial verdicts, has completely flipped the narrative, proving once and for all that Govan was a mastermind and setting the stage for his official sentencing in the next court session, with fans and supporters thanking 50 Cent for delivering the justice Young Dolph so desperately deserved. From the moment Young Dolph was gunned down in Memphis in 2021, the hip-hop community has been in mourning, anger, and confusion. The beloved rapper, who had built himself from the ground up without bending to the pressures of major label control, was seen as a symbol of independence, resilience, and authenticity in a world dominated by industry games and backroom deals. His untimely death not only devastated his fans, but also left a gaping wound in Southern rap culture. Almost immediately, speculation turned toward Govan Hernandez, the man many believed orchestrated the crime. Rumors swirled that Govan had been the mastermind pulling the strings, hiring shooters, and carefully plotting the ambush that robbed the world of Dolph. Yet, despite the whispers and suspicions, when the time came for justice, the courts faltered. After multiple trials, Govan shockingly walked away with a not guilty verdict. The courtroom was divided, fans were outraged, and many in the hip-hop community believed the justice system had once again failed one of its brightest stars. The sense of betrayal was heavy. People who had followed Dolph's career, his philanthropic efforts, and his devotion to his family felt robbed twice. First of the man himself, and then of the accountability they demanded for his murder. While the shooters themselves faced charges, the alleged mastermind, the man said to have ordered the hit, slipped away into freedom. The case became one of the most controversial in hip-hop legal history. And then came 50 Cent, known not only as a rap mogul, but as a shrewd businessman, television producer, and cultural commentator. 50 has long made headlines for his ability to insert himself into conversations and come out on top. But this time, he wasn't trolling or promoting a new series. This time, he was dead serious. Sources close to the case reveal that 50 Cent was deeply disturbed by the outcome of Govan's trials. He couldn't understand how the evidence wasn't enough to convict, and like many others, he suspected something had been overlooked, mishandled, or outright buried. Rather than sit back and complain, 50 decided to act. Using his vast network of connections, his resources, and his relentless determination, he dug deeper into the case than anyone expected. What he uncovered has now sent shockwaves through both the music industry and the legal world. According to reports, 50 Cent managed to secure access to previously unseen documents, recordings, and witness statements that directly tie Govan Hernandez to the planning and execution of Young Dolph's murder. The details of this evidence remain under wraps as it has now been submitted officially in court, but insiders say it includes communication records, financial transactions, and even witness testimony that undeniably point to Govan as the orchestrator. This isn't speculation anymore. This is hard, verifiable proof, the kind that cannot be spun, ignored, or brushed aside by defense attorneys. When 50 Cent took this evidence to the court, it caused an immediate uproar. Judges, prosecutors, and even members of the defense were reportedly stunned. The very idea that a music mogul, rather than a legal authority, was the one to finally bring forward the evidence that could crack the case wide open is almost unheard of. Yet, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. Someone who has never played by the rules, who built his empire on being unpredictable, and who thrives on defying expectations. For him to be the one to deliver justice in a case as emotional and polarizing as Young Dolph's murder only adds another layer to his already legendary legacy. The courtroom, once a stage for Govan's repeated denials and defense tactics, became the setting for his downfall. Witnesses say Govan looked visibly shaken as the new evidence was presented. The smug confidence he displayed during prior trials, when he was found not guilty, seemed to evaporate in an instant. His legal team scrambled, objecting, arguing, and tried to poke holes, but the sheer weight of what 50 had uncovered made their efforts futile. The judge, stunned by the revelations, has now confirmed that Govan Hernandez will be held until his next court session, where he is expected to be officially sentenced. This time, there will be no escape. This time, justice will finally be served. For fans of Young Dolph, this development has been nothing short of cathartic. Since his death, they have carried the pain of watching a man who gave so much to his community be taken away so brutally, and then the agony of watching the system fail to hold the right people accountable. The news that 50 Cent stepped in and effectively forced the truth into the open has reignited hope, pride, and a sense of vindication. Social media is flooded with posts thanking 50 for his efforts, with many calling him a hero for using his influence to fight for justice in a case that seemed destined for corruption and cover-ups. But what motivated 50 to get involved in the first place? Beyond his personal outrage, some suggest that 50 has long admired Young Dolph's independence and hustle. Dolph, much like 50 in his early days, refused to play by industry rules. He rejected major label offers, opting instead to build his empire independently, owning his masters, and creating generational wealth for his family. This kind of determination and self-reliance is something 50 has always respected. And perhaps it is this shared ethos that made him unwilling to let Dolph's death go unanswered. In many ways, 50's actions are a tribute to Dolph's legacy, a powerful mogul ensuring that another powerful independent voice is not silenced without accountability. Of course, not everyone is celebrating. Supporters of Govan Hernandez, few though they may be, argue that 50 Cent's involvement is unconventional and potentially biased. They claim that celebrity influence shouldn't play a role in the justice system, and that 50's reputation as a provocateur means his actions should be scrutinized. But the overwhelming majority sees it differently. What matters isn't who uncovered the truth, but that the truth has finally come out. In a world where money and connections often protect the guilty, the fact that someone used their power to ensure justice is seen as a rare and much-needed victory. The implications of this case go beyond Young Dolph and Govan Hernandez. It speaks to the larger issue of accountability in the music industry, where violence has claimed the lives of too many artists while their killers often walk free. From Tupac to Biggie to Nipsey Hussle, the cycle of unsolved or mishandled cases has haunted hip-hop for decades. The fact that 50 Cent has now intervened and produced results where the system failed could set a new precedent. It shows that the industry does not have to stand by helplessly when one of its own is taken. It can mobilize, fight back, and demand justice.